Hi, guys. Welcome to the energy update for the schedule's changing, so it's different. I should say that first before we get into this. So, we're going to talk about Monday to Friday, so the 14th to the 18th. I will be publishing the weekly energy update show on Thursdays now, and on Fridays, I'm sorry. So I'll be publishing it on Fridays with the new channel content that we're going to be bringing out starting March 1st. But I kind of want to get started because my Virgo brain, I need to get into the habit of doing that. Because I'll get scattered very easily if I don't, and I don't want to miss any of those times to do it. So we're going to talk about Monday to Friday during this, and then you guys will see me again on Friday, and I'll be talking about Saturday to Friday energies and see how that goes. You guys all know that I'm very fluid with my energy, so if it's not working, then we'll shift again. But the way that everything is really laying out right now, and I know it's not just me, so we'll talk about that a little more with the energy this week, but the way things are really laying out right now is just very you're starting to see the alignment of things. You're starting to see the flow of stuff and the alignment of stuff where in the past it might have been a little, just even the recent past, last week, might have been a little bit bumpier, a little bit more difficult to get through some stuff. You can today even the most we're feeling a lot of lightened energy. So we're going to get into that pretty quick. One more just really quick announcement. I so appreciate, man, all of the love that you guys gave me on last week's video. I have always been vulnerable with this channel, and I've always been if the things that I'm learning, I'm trying to show you guys or talk about it with you guys as much as I can, because really that's just the only way that we can interact with each other in this existence is to recognize that we're not alone. That's the thing, especially because we've been so isolated for the last couple of years with this pandemic. So I try to talk about my very real life things that I'm going on. I've never shied away from that, but also in doing that, I've seen how people pull back from, people fear the things that they don't understand, and sickness is one of those things that nobody really understands. So, or a lot of people don't understand. Some people understand it really well, but a lot of people don't understand. So I try to be as vulnerable as possible, and it's always such a blessing for me to see other people feeling that as well, and and understanding that they can be open and come to this channel, and it's a safe space. It hasn't always felt like a safe space, and I think that it now, because there's so much that I've had to put into it and take out of it to make it a safe space for everybody. That's really the biggest thing. That was the thing that I wanted the most, is to have, everybody have a safe space that they could come to. And if I didn't feel safe in this space, then I knew that there were other people that didn't as well. So again, for those of you that have hung on through everything that I've gone through and this channel has gone through, I really appreciate it. One of the ways that I'm going to give back is this is the last year that I will be doing personal readings or offering personal readings on a monthly basis. Everything is shifting a lot. I've put a lot of my energy in the memberships. I'm going to be putting even more energy into the memberships. I'm even going to be adding an uncertified astrology school, kind of just for those people who want to learn how to read charts, read their own chart and read other people's chart, not necessarily professionally, but just, to understand themselves and astrology a little bit better. That was the thing that helped me grow so much, is when I learned my own astrology. That's how I learned astrology, was by learning my own chart. And so I want to provide that opportunity for other people. So that's, and it's still in the works. It hasn't been built yet, but that's one of those things that I'm working on. And so it's time for me to step back from offering personal readings. And so this is the last year I'll be doing that on a regular basis. I'm dropping my reading prices. They're going to be like, probably right back to 2019 prices, to be quite honest. They're going to be pretty low. So that's my gift to you guys, because I know I've had several people actually say to me that my reading prices have just skyrocketed through the years, and so they haven't really been able to take part in them. So this is that opportunity. I will have specials each month, reading specials each month as well. But it will still be in a limited capacity, because once I drop my reading prices, more people usually come and get readings. So the readings will still be in a limited capacity. I just wanted to give back, and I was like, should I do a code? Should I do like a discount code? But then I was like, I mean, why mess with the discount code? So we're just gonna, so if you go to my website, it's loveandscience.one. That the link is in the description box. You can see all of the readings that I offer and the prices there. So, and of course the memberships are amazing. If you would like, that's where you're going to get the most access of me. If you feel like you need a little assistance on this journey, all of the extended readings are there. We have a Discord server for the top tier members. We do meditations often, and it's a great community because it's safe. Again, it's very safe, and we all can come together and be there for each other when it feels like you can't, be yourself in other spaces. So, and that kind of helps me lead the way into the energy this week. And it's funny because everybody's talking about the self-love bug with this Leo full moon that's going on this week. And I'm all for self-love. But I feel like we throw words around in a spiritual community, and we don't really emphasize what it means. We don't emphasize what it means for, or what it looks like, or what, stuff like that. So let's talk about it outside of the aesthetics of self-love. Because that's really like, yes, running yourself a bath, and adding some oils to it and some salts and all of that, that's really fine and dandy, and that's lovely to do, and I hope that you indulge yourself on a regular basis to relax. But the kind of self-love that I really want you to get into is accountability self-love this week. I want you to let yourself see where you haven't been showing up for yourself when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your own joy and gratitude in life, when it comes to the relationships that you have. Are you showing up for other people more than you're showing up for yourself? And I want you to be really, really honest about it. I don't want you to be like halfway. Because see, this is what I mean by halfway honest with yourself, is like you say, well, I show up for other people, but this person, well, they called me or they texted me the other day. It's like I am done celebrating the bare minimum in life, because we all deserve so much better than what we give back to ourselves. And what we give back to ourselves is the bare fucking minimum. So let's just chat about, today is Valentine's Day, and I used to really hate Valentine's Day. I hated what it stood for. I hated the commercial properties of it, but I was also very, I didn't like talking about love. I thought it was all too gooey and whatever, right? But that's really the cynical parts of the woundings that I had. That was my ego all up in my business all the time, right? And it was in a lot of the reason why I didn't like Valentine's Day is because I had been jaded so much. And that's what it is. The things that we bitch about in life, the things that we hate in life, it's because there's a root to the reason, right? The natural state that everybody started in was love. That's the natural state that everybody started in. And when your soul is so angry, and believe me, I am a professional at having the angriest. I don't even know if I could say it's an angry soul, but the angriest disposition, the ego, right? My ego was so angry. And when I was sitting in that darkest, that space, but when you're in that, you don't see the good parts. You don't see the good things. You can't focus on the gratitude. Can't focus on the self-love. When you're jaded, and the reason why we get jaded, the programming, the expectations we were raised with, we can name so many things, you know. And for me, my whole life, I was trying to not be an advocate for things. Like my Mercury conjunct Jupiter exact in the 11th house, my Leo Mercury conjunct Jupiter exact in the 11th house, tried my whole life not to be an advocate. And of course I am. I'm an advocate for the people. I'm an advocate for love. I'm an advocate for all of it. But it took a lot to get to there because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be unliked. I didn't want to live in, you know, and that's the thing is like, it was easier for me to be angry than for me to show up for myself and say, but you can just be fucking miserable for the rest of your life, or you can actually show up for yourself and love. And that's one of the biggest things about this week is showing up for yourself, showing up for the community, because the more you're able to access that love within yourself, the easier it's going to be to access the community. I don't know how many times during my very angry existence, and even transitioning into, you guys, I was so angry until probably 6 months ago. I'm still dealing with some anger. I still show up in anger sometimes because that's always going to be an unending battle. But keep getting off my train of thought. Anyways. So, yes, so this week is about showing up for yourself and allowing yourself to see past all of the cynicism and see past all of the jadedness and see how when you're sitting in that anger, you're closing yourself off to the world. You're closing yourself off to yourself too and the world. So so I was saying, like, when you love, you can put that love more, you know, when you love yourself more, you can put that out into the world more. And that's something that I think I've learned more than anything in the last year. So, okay, so Monday today, Valentine's Day, the moon is in Leo. So it's very fitting that we have this very heart-centered full moon coming up. Mercury in Aquarius, this time will be until March 9th. Mercury loves being in Aquarius. I woke up this morning and I felt like the energy was so much lighter than it's been. Like, it was just, man, it's just been rough. So, having Mercury in Aquarius is really going to help the mood. And it's really going to help stimulate our mental quite a bit. So, it's really about not letting, it's really about not letting your feelings get in the way of any of your truths. And what's funny is Mercury in Capricorn is very, very deep. Mercury in Aquarius is really, really light. And then we're going to go Mercury into Pisces on March 9th for Pisces season. And that is just going to be swimming in your emotions. So I really want you to take this time and this opportunity to allow yourself to get things accomplished that you really haven't felt like you've been able to get accomplished. And because there's going to be less emotional reactions during this time. You're going to be thinking a lot of big thoughts. You're going to be really, really chatty, or you're going to be a big recluse. There's not going to be a middle ground on that one. Everybody's going to be extremely opinionated. I've already seen that today. It's really funny that really, really started happening like instantly. Everybody's just vomiting from their mouth today. But One thing is that we will all be more focused on stuff. Aquarius is about having that fixed focus. And what's funny is everybody's going to be really on that fixed focus, and some people are going to be on fixed focuses that are not beneficial to them. So you don't want to get into that kind of business with other people. Like, there are just going to be some people that are obnoxious during this Mercury in Aquarius. So now Pluto has been trying the North Node since February 5th. It's going to be, he'll be trying the North Node until tomorrow. This has been a really big portal opening for fated events to occur. So we're all stepping into this next part of our journey. If you're feeling discouraged, think about how, the butterfly and the catalyst and it can be really scary to feel like you're really trapped, and feel like you're super restricted, and there's not, I can't even imagine what that feels like to be in a cocoon for, I don't even know how long they're in a cocoon, but I couldn't imagine, like, I'm claustrophobic being at my son's basketball, like the gym, to watch his basketball games. I get claustrophobic. So, but eventually once you break free of that restriction and you've grown through that restriction and the pressure was put on you, and then you can spread your wings, right? So think about that with there's been a lot of deep things brought up in order for us to heal them during this Pluto stuff. The United States Pluto return is this week as well. I did not research any of that. There are astrologers out there that are talking about that, and there are a lot of them, and it's good. Whatever's going to happen to the United States during their Pluto return, I feel like it's already started. So I don't, and there's a lot that is going on in the world that the United States is going to get themselves involved in. And I think that is going to that's going to be, I don't know, it's not going to be really a good thing, or fun or whatever. But I know that everybody has different opinions. You all know that I don't like to talk about politics, so that's why I don't bring up the world stuff going on in the Matrix. I know that it's happening. I'm not unaware of it. I just don't. It's like I'm not going to be involved in any kind of hate or war, so I'm not going to talk about it either. So that's that. But I do see that the Pluto trine North Node, what came of it as well. So Tuesday, we have the Sun square the North Node, emphasizing the soul's growth and the directions that we're moving in. And, it's so great because I'm seeing the transitioning that people are doing. I'm seeing the way people are grabbing hold of their dreams already and running with it and not being afraid to do it. And I think it's really beautiful. And so, the moon in Leo is going to be opposite Saturn on Tuesday. And this is leading us up to the new moon. The full moon is leading us up to the full moon Wednesday morning. But, that Leo full moon opposite Saturn could restrict. See, that's the thing, is it's showing you where you haven't been showing up for yourself. The things that are bringing you that heartache, the things that are not, the things that you held on to for a really long time. There are structures that we build for ourselves. And, I've talked about this so many times before. We build these structures in our lives, and we do it for safety, and we do it for comfort, and we do it. Sometimes we have to do it more than once. Like, I've reinvented my life and built structures in my life probably at least 24 times, and I'm only 42, right? So I'm familiar with reinventing who I am and reinventing my life if I need to do that. I am a chameleon. I can evolve in any way, but not everybody is that way. So these are the times that we feel that pressure, and these are the times that we get that restriction so that we can begin to see, where we've been keeping ourselves small. And this Leo full moon that is happening on Wednesday morning at 27 degrees at 11:55 a.m. Eastern, this is going to be helping us close out cycles so that we can get on with our heart-centered purpose. The moon ingress to Virgo will happen early in the afternoon, and it's so funny because that Virgo moon is really going to put us to work. It's like after we've decided and like the direction that we're going to go in, that Virgo moon is going to keep us honest, and she's going to say, this is either, you're either going to start showing up for yourself in this moment, or you're going to keep procrastinating it again, or you're going to go in another direction, or you're going to take the easy way out, or whatever. We always get super lit up and really charged up when we're in that moment and we're like, yes, let's do it. I've released it. I'm ready. Heart-centered. Let's do it. And then the bills show up. I don't know how many times I've gone back into a habit of doing something that I've done in the past because I'm like, I got to manifest fast money. I got to do this. I got to do that. And now it doesn't work anymore. I'm like, okay, so now I have to figure out another way. And Saturn has been sitting in my 5th house, crushing my dreams for like a year and a half now. So I have to learn new ways of being creative and being, and doing that. And this Leo full moon, opposing that Saturn that's crushing, he's not really crushing my dreams and being dramatic, but that's what Virgos do. I always tell everybody, you got to let the Virgo be dramatic first, and then they'll just get over it. But they have to be dramatic first. They have to. So this is not a time to answer to other people. It's a time to show up for yourself. Obviously, I don't mean that when it comes to your family and your children. I had said something like that at one point. I don't remember where it was that I said that, but they were like, well, I have to show up for my children. And I'm like, yes, you do. That's not what I mean. What I mean is it's really time for you to show up for yourself and not the people that have always given you the empty promises, not the people that have always said that they're going to be a certain person in your life and they turn out to be a different kind of person. And it's funny the way that I a couple years ago heard the gaslighting happening with all of that stuff, where it's your fault for letting these negative people come into your life, and it's your fault this and it's your fault that, and you're the one that needs to have stronger boundaries. And while that is absolutely true and we need to take accountability for that, can we also talk about the part where people can be extremely manipulative? And so in the beginning, we don't feel like we need to have as strong boundaries as we think we do with certain people. And then they go on to prove us wrong. Right? So reminding yourself of those certain things, because people out in this world want us to feel so bad about ourselves, and I don't understand why, right? So I'm trying to undo that, all those things as well. So after this Leo full moon, on Thursday, the moon is going to be in Virgo opposite Jupiter, and Jupiter will be sextile Uranus. That's interesting. I missed the word sextile when I was writing it down in my notebook, but I was like, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So, making plans and taking action on all the things that you've been waiting to do, all of that stuff that, this January and the beginning of February were difficult, and I think it was difficult for a reason. It was really made for all of us to sit down and sort of take stock of the things that are going on in our lives and why we keep allowing ourselves to be so restricted in certain areas. The Jupiter sextile Uranus is really going to, and this is going to be happening until the 21st of February, which is next Tuesday, I believe. let me look at my calendar because I'm sorry, next Monday. From Thursday until next Monday, Jupiter sextile Uranus, your desire to make positive changes will absolutely lead to greater knowledge and experience. So if you choose to not be a miserable turd, you can actually really, really expand yourself and gain a lot of knowledge during this time. And there's going to be changes that you're going to be making in your environment because that some people are going to feel really, really impatient. That's the thing, is the people, hold on one second. The people that are going to be really super impatient are the ones that didn't allow themselves to plan, through all of these energies that we've had and release the things and this and that and this and that. Because a lot of times when we feel that impatience, we feel like our soul is pulling us one direction, but we think that we need to be going in this other direction because the other direction makes more sense. So a lot of people are going to be, and the funny thing is even opening up space and allowing yourself to open up space can take that impatience away. So spring cleaning would be a really, really great thing for you to do. Rearranging the furniture in your house, something like that. But making changes to your immediate environment can help you in that moment. Now, in saying that, you have to understand that this Jupiter and Uranus is a really big energy that we're getting to, I don't want to use the word manifest, but it really is. It's like the things that we're calling into our lives, the things that we are really wanting to create, and the vision that we have, right? And Jupiter sextile Uranus is giving us the opportunities for that and the energies for that. So it may be that you're seeing things shift and change during all of this without a lot of effort on your part. You may start to see that things are coming into alignment, or you may start to see that there are other things that need to be taken away in order for it to be more in alignment for you. You're probably going to be attracted to a lot of new ideas during this time. You're going to really feel like you have a lot of energy. You could absolutely overwork yourself or like overdo things during this time too. So, like people can get into accidents very easily with a Jupiter sextile Uranus because your focus is, and that intention is like so focused on things. You may really feel like there's a lot of people that are going to start standing up for what they believe in. I put that in quotations for a reason because we feel like we have to stay quiet. We feel like we have to stay quiet in a lot of ways, and I think I don't even think, I know. It's because if we don't stay quiet, then we are ridiculed by whoever, right? You may feel a lot more spontaneous than you usually do, so just make sure that you are still doing the responsible thing and not... Like, you could easily blow up your entire life right now, and honestly, if that's what's supposed to happen, then let it happen, But every single thing that you do to work towards positive change in your life, this energy is supporting for you. And especially if it's part of your soul alignment and path. And the way that you're going to know that it's part of your soul alignment and path is that it's effortless and it brings you joy in your life. And it's things that even if it's really, really difficult to do, it's almost as if you just have the assistance to do it. Like it's not, there aren't restrictions. There aren't as many challenges as you would think. So there's a lot of, if you decide to choose for the positive changes, then this can really help catapult you forward. But again, there are a lot of people that aren't going to choose this for a positive, and they're going to use it to crusade messages that, there's just a lot of programming and conditioning that can come out of this. So really being able to stand in your truth. And I think that that's the biggest part. And I know that I talk about that a lot, but it's so true, because if you don't allow yourself to stand in your own truth, then what's the point? What are you fighting for? Like, what's, we got it's no longer just about ourselves, right? If we don't even stand in our own truth, then other people don't feel like they can stand in their truth too. And that's where we need to start thinking. That's what Saturn in Aquarius was trying to show us, is trying to show us. That's what Jupiter in Aquarius was trying to show us, that it's not just about us, and it's about and it's not even about having to do like some big, huge revolutionary thing. It's about just being your honest self as we move into all of this energy. So, and then Friday, the sun moves into Pisces. Hallelujah. We've all been talking about Pisces season for friggin' months and how great it's going to be when the sun finally moves into Pisces. The sun will be in Pisces until March 20th. We'll all be a little bit more in touch with ourselves. We'll be in touch with others in the collective, the energy of others in the collective. So we'll have a little bit more empathy for other people as well. And we'll also be in touch with the energy of Source, or all that is. This Pisces season is a special one, with ruler Jupiter joining ruler Neptune, making a very magical energy for us. The Pisces new moon on March 2nd will be really, really exciting. And I'm going to go more in depth on that as we get closer to that energy. But right now we're focused on the Leo full moon. Present, stay in the present. So I'm really, again, so grateful for all of you still showing up and still saying hi and hitting that like button. And please say it every single time, because I really enjoy seeing all of those messages. And just the next couple weeks, like, I'm super excited for March 1st to show up. We have some amazing talent that's coming. Next Tuesday, we will be doing a round table with all of the new creators that are going to be with the Love and Science channel. We'll be doing a round table. Is the 22nd the Twitter one? We have 2 round tables, and they're going to be live, so you can hear about the new content creators and what they're going to be bringing to the channel, and all of the things that...
Tuesdays at 6 is YouTube.
Okay, so Tuesday the 22nd, there will be a live YouTube at 6 p.m. And I'll put that up also in the community page. So Central, 6 p.m. Central Time.
And then Friday the 25th is the Twitter.
And then Friday the 25th in the morning, it's 9 a.m. Central. We'll be doing it on Twitter, in the Twitter Spaces. So I hope you guys can join us. If you can follow me on the Twitter Spaces at B3TSY33. All of my links are down there below. And make sure you go check out the reading, see if there's anything that's calling you. I'm not really big on like pushing readings on anybody. But I will say that if you've been called to get a reading from me for a while and you just haven't been able to do it because of the funds and stuff, all of the readings are going to be from 33 to 50% off of what I was charging last year. So, and even when they're just changing. I'm just going to drop all the prices. And I'm actually super excited to do that. And to be able to offer you guys that, it's something that I hope that I can do more of in the future. Stuff like that. But yeah, this is the last year to get a personal reading from me. I'll be very selective about them. Like, I'll still probably do personal readings, but extremely selective. But yeah, the most access that you'll get from me from now and even through the next couple, months or so is going to be through the membership. So I love you guys. I hope you have a really amazing and beautiful week. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Whether you like the commercial part of it or not, still, it is about love, and we need to do that every single day. So All of my love to you guys. And have a good one. I'll see you guys later this week. Bye.